I'd like to just bring up some interesting points from our reading of the Torah portion of Shalach today. Numbers chapter 14. It reads similar to when the Israelites built the golden calf and God just wanted to kill the lot of them. He wanted them all gone, and Moshe, remember, pleaded saying, that we brought them out through the Red Sea and the Sea of Reeds and parted it, and all the miracles, that you can't do that, because then his name will not be honoured through the nations. And he has said the same thing to him here again, where Moshe pleaded face to face with the word of the Lord, which we know is Jesus, is Yahusha, pleading for the people and for the fact that God's name is to be honoured. And if he brings out the people and then kills them in the wilderness, what will people say about you, in your name? So that was interesting that twice now God wanted to wipe those people, and Moses pleaded not to. But of course their sins were then passed down to their children, who had to endure 40 years in the wilderness because of what their parents did. And isn't it the same today? The sins of the parents, the children pay the price for it, to the third and fourth generation. So I just wanted to bring that point out. Also, the men that gave the evil report and also teased it into something greater than what it really should be, that all of Israel was mourning and carrying on. I've got a reading here again from my lovely book, the Book of Legends, about how they died and what actually happened. So I'll just read that. That night was the night of the 9th of Av, concerning which the Holy One said, "Now they give themselves to weeping without cause. So throughout the generations I will make this very night an occasion for weeping for them." But all of the congregation bade stone them with stones, even as the glory of the Lord appeared. Numbers 14 verse 10. This verse implies that they took stones and threw them also at him above. These men that did bring up an evil report of the land died by the plague before the Lord. Numbers 14:37. They died an unnatural death. According to Rabbi Kifa Tamata, construed this verse to imply that the tongue of each spy grew so long that it reached down to his navel, and worms crawled out of his tongue into his navel, and from his navel into his tongue. I mean, that just sounds horrific. So these men were greatly punished. But of course they didn't learn. So what happened? A group of them wanted to go and then try to fix it and make it right, because they couldn't handle the consequences. And of course they were told to not go and fight them, because you can't fix what's happened. You can only take the punishment and move on the best you can and learn from it and don't do it again. But they didn't. They went up to fight them. And of course the Amalekites and the Canaanites were there and destroyed them. The Lord was not with them, and they were told to not go. So there are some lessons for us in all of this. No matter how precarious it is that the Lord tells us to do something, we need to do it. We need to listen and we need to obey. And we need to have strength in Him, not strength in us. We're more people and mortals. But He is the eternal great God and the good God who is for us. So we need to trust Him in all things and never murmur against the places that He has us in, because there's a reason for it. We're learning and we're growing in all things, and He will get us through all things if we trust Him and honour Him and sing praises to Him at all times. Holy be His beautiful name. This is the end of the reading, the end of my thoughts.